Hello, I'm Jay Lewis, and I just want to ask, what are you suffering for? Why are you suffering? Are you suffering? Are you suffering because you're struggling to get somewhere? Or you want something to happen, but it's not? You're working on a goal? Or are you suffering like most of us are, because we want to change our situation, yet we have no idea how to do it? Or we just simply want change, yet we are not applying ourselves simply because we feel we are on a schedule, or we have work we need to do, or we have responsibilities. There are reasons why we don't have the opportunity and why we don't have the time. Why are you suffering? In Eastern philosophy, such as Buddhism and even Hinduism, suffering is caused by desire. And even in the Four Noble Truths are the first two about suffering. The Buddha states that 1, life is suffering. You suffer because you get old, you die, you get sick. And 2, this suffering is caused by our desire. Now, most people tend to take this as, quite simply, if I get rid of my desire, then I won't suffer anymore, right? Well, wouldn't not wanting desires be a desire in and of itself? So how do we leave the suffering when the first noble truth is that life is suffering? See, I don't think the Buddha meant that because our desires are suffering, that we should not try to attain them. I think it was a warning that no matter what we desire, there's going to be some struggle for it. And naturally, we are suffering, because life can always be a bit easier, can't it? But when we start focusing on what we want, when we start really wondering what we desire, we begin to cut back on our suffering. We minimize the small suffering of the everyday little things, of the bills and the debt and the relationship issues, for the greater struggle, for the greater suffering of trying out a dream and failing over and over again, just for that one chance of success. However, success and happiness do not have to be correlated. You can be unsuccessful and still be happy, as well as you can be successful and not happy. So, when you hear that desire is suffering, yes, because desires bring all sorts of suffering. Right now I'm suffering here simply because I am sitting out in the middle of the woods right now with all these bugs attacking me. But I desire to share with you guys. I desire to share with you, so I'm willing to put me and my camera girl here in the middle of the fields to get eaten up by all sorts of mosquitoes. But I do not allow this suffering to be pointless. I do not want this suffering to be pointless, because I am going for something here, and I want you guys to go for something too. Whatever you dream of, whatever you dream you want to do, go for it. Make the time. Make the energy for it. Simply go after your desire, and you will start to learn about desire. When we go after it in a spiritual way, where we do not go to harm others, but to contribute, when our intentions are noble, and we desire something good, not just for ourselves, but for the people around us, and maybe even the greater society, when we desire these things, to not be corrupted by negativity or the shallow messages of society. When we go for these desires, we begin to learn just what suffering really is, and just what kind of suffering we can ignore, and what we have to take on. So I'm Jane Lewis, and I'm asking, what are you suffering from?